and it is like I feel drunk, but I'm sober.
Right. You got vodka in that little cup over there.
I have Pedialyte.
Oh, you do? I
Yeah.
have to ask you. I want some Pedialyte.
There's Pedialyte. If I'll filibust if you want to go get some.
No, I'm okay. I'll survive the 14-minute podcast.
14 minute? That's all you want to do? I want to do 14 hours, man.
Yeah, do it. You could talk 14 hours about LinkedIn.
I look. We'll tease it out. I got a boner for LinkedIn, a beefy business boner for LinkedIn because they just unveiled. They unveiled, keeping it classy on this show. I'm excited because they just unveiled a video ad, so I want to talk about that. That's a little sports guy tease, sports radio tease after the commercial.
After the break. We'll
We're
be right back.
We're going to come up at the end of the hour. We're going to bring in Pete Rose. He's going to talk about his new B2B ads on LinkedIn.
His head might be bigger than yours.
Pete Rose?
He's got a big noggin, don't he?
Yeah, but his is mine's like a horse. Mine's long,
Yeah.
like a football, oblong. He's got just a huge melon.
Yeah. And the
Barry-
hair ain't helping either.
What about Barry Bonds? I haven't looked at him in a while.
Yeah, but see, that's enhanced. The HGH makes your head grow.
I want to do HGH.
Yeah, why? I mean, when we're older, why not?
We are older.
But not that old. Like
We're
you
dad
gotta-
bods,
You
man.
don't have the test. Hopefully, we don't have the testosterone dips yet.
Oh, I definitely have the testosterone dip.
You're just not
Already.
sleeping enough.
Well, that's true. You got to get rest. You got to do leg press. Power's in the legs.
All right, I don't. You always say that. What power are you looking for?
It's a metaphor too, man. It's foundation for your business. It all breaks down. The legs are like the founder, the CEO, the president, the executive.
Yeah.
If you don't have that legit, you ain't legit.
You're a power bottom. I got you.
Power bottom.
I don't like my pants being tight.
I'm a giver. You know, that's all I can say.
Give the power.
Sometimes you have to give the power to receive. You know?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I know exactly. This is low energy.
I feel good. I feel hyped up.
Yeah, I mean, me too.
I'm hyped to get a hottie toddy going. Hottie toddy. God almighty. Sweat Equity Podcast. Tupac, Elton John, Eric, me.
All in the same class.
We're wearing sunglasses while doing this for no reason.
Well, I was going to say, let's just not say anything.
Well,
Just do it. And then
we look like dicks if anybody
We are
watches
dicks.
on video. Well, that's true, but I'm saying, it's all about the thumbnail when you're cruising by and it hasn't auto-played and you see two guys that look blind talking on the mics.
the blind podcast. That
'Cause
might be
there-
a thing. It would work. Don't have to do the video anymore.
It could be like Jim McMahon, QB. Just wear sunglasses everywhere inside.
Yeah, probably because of the concussions.
Well-
the light sensitive.
I had a bunch. That's how I had to quit football. That explains some things,
yeah,
huh?
there you go.
Right?
Brain damage.
I only had like 12 concussions. It's not a big deal.
Did you really?
I probably only had one real one where I was knocked out, and then I get these small ones from big hits that would, not 12, probably 6.
You don't even know you've been hit so many times in the head.
Well, maybe that's why I have bad recall for short-term memory stuff, or just I never listened in the first place. Either way, I'm not thoughtful enough to do that.
Just not a good listener.
I can be if I just can't if I have 40 things going on and
Which
someone's
you
like,
always do. So.
well, if you go over here to do this, and I'm like, no, I gotta go. I'm out. I would say if people come on the podcast and I'm not having to fool with a bunch of tech stuff, that to me is always a lesson in listening. Like it's always like I have to remind myself, all right, make sure you're paying attention. You're not going for a joke, here and there. Just try to let them talk about what's going on in their world. But if they're a dud, you have to kind of step in.
Yeah, you never go for jokes. They just come out so effortlessly.
I talk in a weird cadence, I'd say.
No, really? You think so?
Yeah. No, yeah.
Now you're just in your own dome.
Now I'm silly. Yeah, well, my thing with listening is a tough it's tough and easy at the same time, I'd say, right? It's hard to do when you're really tired. It's hard to listen to, it's hard to be patient and listen when you're busy. And you're right, that's an excuse, right? Hey, I've got a bunch of stuff going on.
Yeah, but
I can't take directions because X, Y, and Z. However, if it's someone around you that knows what's going on and they're just not thinking about your time.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking
details,
about.
Yeah, people. Well, I was driving here and it was 75 degrees outside, and all these extra details that I don't need.
So now I've been doing that part, and I've been honing back on that too, as far as telling someone what's going on. This sounds real basic, like how to talk to people, but I mean, literally, how many adults do you know that are like that can do both?
Yeah.
Most of the time, they're there, they're present.
Yeah. Well, when they're present, that means that you're captive to their story. And then it's just like, oh.
Yeah.
Like a long story is a good story. Let's fill these details in. Where it can be like 2 sentences.
An emphatic story becomes a good story to a lot of people, right? Like it doesn't, they're people listen with their eyes, kind of like how food's plated, The way it's plated matters so much more than it's undervalued, I think. When you're like making a meal, if you do the grill, right, and you're doing it for the whole family, and you just flop it on a Dixie plate,
it's not the same. Yep,
I
recognize that.
Or if you do like, hey, I made you a hot dog without a bun, and you did the little swizzle of ketchup on top of it.
Yeah,
like it's like a little back and forth
Artisan
wavelength.
Catsup.
Yeah, it's like, oh wow, he did
really
something
gives
great,
a shit.
Right? And it's kind of like chiropractor, right? If you don't. We don't really think it works. You don't think it works, right?
Well, science doesn't think it works, so that's where I get it from.
But however, if your brain thinks it works and you believe in it and it is a placebo, then it works.
No, yeah, I know. That's the other side of the thing. I will also argue for placebo effect being very
super powerful.
Yeah, like
psychosomatic.
The power of the brain can do amazing things.
So it's that thing of like, hey, if you believe it works, if you believe this is a better hot dog because I put a little drizzle on it, instead of like just farting out ketchup with the watery at the bottom, I didn't clear it out before I farted it out.
Didn't even shake it.
I hate that. Water.
It's a ruiner. Bun ruiner.
But that's the thing. Like I forgot where. Listening and talking.
We were actually talking about how many concussions you had.
We were? So I had probably six of them through bad hits, but they're like half concussions. I'd go partially blind.
Yet there's no such thing as a half concussion.
Yeah, there's mild concussions. I
don't think so.
Sure, there's levels of concussions because your brain sloshes around. I didn't know this until like a couple years ago, but I guess your brain's just chilling and like
it's like a soup.
Yeah, it's like I was gonna say a bread bowl that you dunked into another bread bowl soup.
But wait,
it's mushy because it's wet. That's all I had. I was trying to think of a good metaphor. Think of
I was thinking like
think of a jacuzzi with a big fat guy that got in, where he's almost touching every edge of it.
Yeah,
but it's not.
Yeah, no, I know how the brain is situated.
I want to illustrate for the people. We may have young kids that listen.
Yeah,
do it for the kids.
I hope not.
I hope
a lot of pseudoscience going around.
I hope the DECA kids listen. You know what that is?
No,
not the steroids. I know where you're going. There's a business. You might have to look this up. I was in Grand Rapids, Michigan, when this like huge conference of kids, like high school kids, they were doing. They basically do like Shark Tank-esque kind of thing, where it's like an entrepreneurial deal. You pitch in front of a whole stadium of people as a kid.
I don't know. How do you spell it?
And you debate.
DECA kids?
Maybe it's DECA, DECA.
I tried that.
Try that plus like business, group, high school.
You're trying to get me busted for something on the internet.
Look up Kitty.
Not even. We don't need Dragon Dictate picking up none of these words.
Don't worry. Dragon Dictate doesn't know who I am against your voice because I haven't calibrated it. I messed it up. I deleted the file that calibrates all that.
Oh, that's fun. I don't know what you're talking. What is it supposed to be? Just tell me. I can't.
It's like you debate. You pitch. It's a big business thing for high school kids, and like, we were like a bunch of shitty comedians doing Gilda's Laugh Fest in Grand Rapids, and we're staying at the same hotel all these kids are staying at, and they had their life together way better than all of us. And so like, it's a big conference where I think you debate business topics, but you also pitch ideas as a team, but it's still entrepreneurial.
Oh, okay.
But like, it's like these kids are.
What did they have to do with anything?
We should probably target them with ads, just because that's the future right there.
Yeah. Well, we are woke, and what other buzzwords you got for these kids?
Lit. We're lit.
All those. Yep.
AF.
Mm-hmm.
As fuck.
Yep.
I like using that one.
I got a feeling we won't reach those demographics.
I don't think we will. Cardi B, stuff like that.
Yeah,
that's a
I've
person.
Heard that. I've heard that name.
Bruno Mars, guy's good.
Bruno Mars is legit. Okay,
he's good.
Yeah,
my son looks like him now.
Yeah, he does. Just thought about it.
He's got such a nice skin. It's all the white ladies say to him.
Real.
I don't know what to say. He's got a nice caramel color.
It's a veiled racist compliment.
It's not, and it is. I guess it's ironic that a lot of people think like white rich people are super racist, like always super racist. Yet they always want a tan.
Oh yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah.
I'll let that sit a little bit. Think about that, Jack Handy style.
Okay.
It's a deep thought.
Did you? Do we have a sponsor for this son of a bitch?
Oh yeah. Do we?
I don't.
Try. Grasshopper is the phone line for entrepreneurs.
Mm-hmm.
Look, these kids.
Maybe it should be Warby Parker, so we got glasses on.
We're not wearing Warby Parkers though.
Dog shit sunglasses.
I'm gonna go Grasshopper because Grasshopper, man. Look, I called someone's phone line. We had a guest in here. I don't know if this episode may go before the 2 interviews we've done with them. Yeah, we banked a couple, but calling a business that goes to a Google Voice, automatically you're a 1-star. You got to work your way back up. Yeah, you got to work up to that 5-star review in my head.
Mm-hmm.
Look, it doesn't take that. It's not that difficult to get the second phone line. Don't have it pinged to your personal phone line. Don't get 2 phones like a drug dealer. People do that move.
Mm-hmm. I did that for years.
You don't need to. I don't get unless you really like have a problem with compartmentalizing apps.
Huh. No. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
I have 3 phone lines on my my iPhone device.
Yeah.
The regular phone number, Grasshopper, to be, and I have some other phone line app, I think through Zoom.us, and so I can compartmentalize that, and I've got 50 concussions. So like, why can't people do that? I don't get it.
I don't know.
I get if your work gives you one and you don't want them tracking your data, I think you can figure it out. So go to trygrasshopper.com/sweat, like Keith Sweat.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got to come up with a new like Keith Sweat thing. Not Keith Sweat. We need a different one.
You're doing the thing that is like, hey, we should should do this.
It's more just like pointing out that you say Keith Sweat every time. We don't have anything new.
Oh, well, it's not new to you. It's like, but no one knows. You pointing it out.
Yeah.
How many podcasts do you listen to and you hear the same kind of thing over and over? I like the repetitiveness.
Yeah. I need to be drilled into my head.
Yeah.
It needs to be repeated.
Well, literally, we don't know how many people have actually used the URL, the affiliate link. It doesn't work. You don't get the hookup $50 off unless you use trygrasshopper.com/sweat. Like Keith Sweat, baby.
Yeah.
They'll remember that because I went, baby.
I'm going to see if you could do it one more time before the end of the show so that we see how brain damaged you are.
I'm going to weave it in.
I'm just going to, we'll talk for a little while, and then I'll see if you remember that we already did the sponsor.
No, I don't have my Evernote open, so that's the problem. And it's really dark with these sunglasses on.
Yeah.
Anyway, what are you working on? Anything? Anything of note?
No, I'm just bummed. I got my phone screen broke again.
Yeah, you're one of those types, huh?
No, I'm not.
Your kids do it?
No, I just dropped it on the ground perfectly.
That might have been the most offensive thing that I've ever said to you. You were like, no.
I'm not. I'm like very good about these. And just
I do judge people about if they have the broken
right?
glass.
All right. I cut myself on it yesterday. I don't know.
Did you really?
Yes. It was embedded into my hand.
Why aren't you going to our boys down the street scout?
Well, I didn't
The
want
only
to lose
business
my
to
phone
business
yet.
Apple provider in Tampa Bay. I'll give him a shout out.
Well, so did I even talk about the first time I broke my phone?
No.
I don't remember.
Mm-mm.
When we were
Who had concussions now?
Yeah, we were here in the office for the night parade, and then I made a bet with my wife over something.
That's the pirate. That's the pirate parade that goes down our street right outside our window. We're basically in the Bourbon Street of Tampa.
Yeah, and I had made a bet with my wife that I was 1,000% sure about. It wasn't even. It didn't even matter. The bet doesn't matter. I was so sure.
The bet matters.
Well, no. I mean, like what it was we were betting. But I said, okay, 100 blowjobs if I'm right. She doesn't even say, what do I get? Because she knows I was shit-faced. And she was, all right. So she knew that I was wrong already.
God.
My mom was here. I was like, Mom, I'm about to win 100 blowjobs. I tell my mom. Just so
You
stupid.
have such a different family communication than I do with
Yeah.
mine. Mine's like a Norwegian, like, you take care of yourself when
Yeah.
you're 12. Be gone.
But suffice to say, I was wrong on the bet, and I've never thrown my phone
Now
in
you
anger
owe 100
until that time.
blowjobs.
Yeah.
Better get sucking.
Do my neck exercise. But so yeah, that was the first time I threw my phone and smashed it, and then
You threw it in anger like a Nintendo controller?
Yes, I rage quitted my phone.
Wow.
But the replacement phone they gave me the first time was the biggest piece of junk.
Because it wasn't the newest phone.
It was not the greatest phone in the world. No, it was an LG tribute. That's a phone made by LG. Somebody out there is getting it.
Is that a Boston song?
Dude.
LG
Tenacious D.
I got nothing. I couldn't. I tried to improv. I was like, "Where's he going?"
I don't care.
Is this Led Zeppelin?
I don't need your reaction.
I want to improv. You want to make it sportsy in debate.
What do you?
I just negated now.
And yeah.
Okay, so you got a burner cell phone.
I had the last time it was shitty.
You realized how bad that ruins your life.
Yes, and I just didn't. Today I just wanted my old phone for just one more day before they give me God knows what at the Sprint store.
You know what's interesting is we can kind of delve this into more of that business advice area. Is like your phone is a computer. You got to think of it that way now. This shit's like $1,000.
A phone is a computer.
I know you know. You physically threw it in a fit of rage. That's different. That's just dumb.
I know.
But
don't drink.
At least it's cool because you were drinking.
Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't do it sober. Well,
but I'm
this
saying
time
the
I was
people
sober.
that I always see with a cracked screen, they have a cracked life.
Yeah.
It's usually pretty 1-for-1 in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's mostly girls.
Mm-hmm.
And I know why. It's the purse game.
Yeah.
You have to accessorize, right? So I was going over my power moves by women.
Yeah.
You got to have good hair, purse, shoes. That's a triumvirate. You got to have those going on.
Over the other women?
Oh yeah. It's all competition.
Oh, okay.
But those are like the secret power moves that they spend a lot of time kind of figuring out. And then nails are the next thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Scratching.
If you have like a cracked nail, like that, you look like a hobo. From in their perspective,
right?
They look like a hobo. I was in a meeting this last week with friend of the program, Sam Gant, and she was like, "Is this okay? My nails are messed up." I was like, "You're meeting with all guys. No one gives a shit."
Yeah. Like what do you what?
But I was curious, so I started asking a lot of women about that, and they're like, "Oh yeah, if I you know, I can't go into a meeting without them like looking good." I'm like, that is a lot of effort. That's a lot of your life wasted on nails that break anyway.
Yeah, dude, I think I have peanut butter under my fingernails right now.
Oh, I've got
all the time.
I used a wool sponge and I got that blue stuff because it has like some soap in it or something.
Ooh, you gotta be careful.
Yeah.
Prick yourself. Oh
no! What I did was it got under my nail, and because I keep them long to sell cocaine, give people a little taste.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Say to do cocaine. But.
Well, I'm a giver. Remember.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay.
Callback. I'll do callbacks just because you called me out on not being able to do callbacks.
Great.
Yeah.
You'll forget.
Power bottom. So
the rest.
So I was like, I clean my nails with my teeth because I'm gross, and
Be careful with that too.
That's
how I chip my tooth.
Dude, that really?
Yeah, I bit my nail.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, that's strange.
My nails are getting harder as I get older, drying up, just like a sponge.
Get the dirt underneath it as per usual, and it was that chemical from the whatever wool sponges come with stuff on it now. I guess as like a marketing thing. Like
the smell?
No, the taste was so like arsenic or like it was just.
Tasted like poison.
Yeah. And I was like, is this how I go?
I just poisoned myself.
Part of me, because I'm a hypochondriac at heart, part of me was like, is this how I go? Is this it? I
do that a lot, too.
I aspirate on some chemical underneath my fingernail. I've been carrying it on me. That's so weird. So
yeah, your suicide pill under your nails.
Yeah. And then I was like, but it knocked me out so bad. It took me like 30 minutes to get back to normal of like, I don't taste it anymore, no matter how much milk I try to drink.
Yeah. Was that the solution? Is that what you?
I figured with hot sauce, you always say like you can't do water. You're supposed to do milk. Like anything super hot.
Those are the same thing. Hot sauce and Brillo pad cleaners.
I don't know. Water didn't.
I know you don't know.
Water didn't do it.
Oh, okay.
Look. If I was smoking weed still, I would do that because my sense of taste kind of goes away. And pain.
Yeah.
And pain.
It's not going to help with your hypochondria. That's for sure.
It actually does.
Really?
I don't get the bad symptoms from weed, really, other than being like tired.
Yeah.
That's about it. But I don't get the munchies. I don't get paranoid.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I feel like that's a younger man's problem, maybe. But
my buddy had a theory. Whatever mood you're kind of going into it with is kind of the mood that's going to kind of be there.
Yeah, it's a bit of a magnifying glass on what's going on in your dome.
Speaking of marijuana, in Florida, there's a lot of stuff popping up. I guess everybody's trying to get on the wave when it really becomes recreational.
Yeah.
I don't think I've told you this. We've been hit up a lot by all these ancillary parts of the supply chain.
Yeah.
For this, like, not really growers themselves, but the people that are getting ready. They're like, all right, in like a year and a half, I'm going to be here, 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 and here.
And,
and it's
smart.
It's interesting just how like this whole industry is going to be like popping up quicker than anything else.
Yeah, people don't think about it that it's not just a dispensary being open. It's all these people. You need accountants. You need this and that. You need all the stuff that needs industrial expertise.
Well, and our latency as a state, because we're always behind, actually helps a little bit in this situation because while Colorado's doing it really well, we can see if now I'm applying this as someone, a businessman, but the state doesn't do it this way. They should look at it like, hey, what did Colorado do well?
Right.
What didn't they do well? California is going to dick this up pretty bad. I don't know how they're going to do it, though.
Oh, I thought you had
They're going to tax it too much. They're going to, you can't, the whole deal is convenience over everything,
Yeah.
Because it's not like anybody who wants to smoke weed can't get weed.
I don't know. I mean, I think
it's just inconvenient.
Yeah.
Like if you really, let's think about opioids. If you really want opioids, you'll get them, right?
Yeah. That requires going to a doctor and all that stuff. But for the most part. I don't know. I think if it's completely legal, you're definitely going to have new people coming into the situation that weren't going, that didn't have a guy sort of thing.
Right. But it's, again, all about convenience. There's people that want to do it, but they're like, I don't have a guy.
Yeah.
I don't want to look for a guy.
Yeah.
That's a lot of effort.
But, it's good. We'll copy off all the other states.
We should. That's what I say.
That's
what a lot of advice I give is like, we don't have to reinvent the wheel on a lot of things. Let's look at what, who do you want to be like as a business? Let's look at them. And let's see if we can just use that as a template and then go further, do it better. I mean, that's all business is. You look at a product and you go, I can do that. I can make it better.
Yeah. Most people are copying off of something before. They just don't admit to it.
Right. I know. It's a weird thing where everybody, even though they're clearly copying off of someone else and improving whatever model that is or software or whatever, it's weird. People they can't take the onus of it. Like they can't take like. There's some kind of hubris that gets in the way of them being like, no, I'm not. Hey, I'm original.
Yeah. Yeah. But, that's usually their baby.
Well,
if it's their thing, their new thing that's coming out.
It's like when I try to rebrand a lot of people, they get stuck on their old shitty logo they made on their own without really any expertise or any research. I'm like, look, man, we can make a golden ratio going here. And they're like, huh? And you're like, just... Your shit's terrible. Just fucking let's go walk down the street with 10 people and I'll tell you. They'll tell you how good it is.
Yeah.
The problem is I've done that once.
But the other people are like, oh, it's good.
It's not bad. Yeah, they don't know good design.
Right.
But it's better than what they know a lot of the time. So then you sound like just a pompous ass.
Yeah.
I'm the expert. So what I was really fired up about today is look, I love LinkedIn. I'm not for business, for work, for what we do, which is a lot of online advertising, a lot of social media, management, marketing, strategy, a lot of things digital, basically. And LinkedIn, once Microsoft bought them a couple of years ago, has really kind of become a better platform.
Yeah, I'm converted. I'm checking LinkedIn an awful lot
because it's going to bring money eventually. I think that's
right.
That's the ticket. Whereas there's a disconnect from making money on Facebook and Instagram for a lot of people. Maybe Instagram for the younger crowd that think they can be an influencer or they are a brand.
Right.
But the better you use your LinkedIn account, the more you could get recruited for work, which they've worked on like big time, making that whole recruiting job application thing like so much better.
Yeah.
Because remember like monster.com when that came out?
Yeah.
And you're like, cool, I'm going to find something on there.
I don't even have to leave the house.
Then you didn't realize like there's fucking 10,000 people that applied for that same position.
Yeah.
You know? And you're like,
anybody's even looking at one or the other. I mean, there's definitely like one of them is being ignored.
Did you know this? If you upload a PDF, it's not as good as if you uploaded a docx file, like a Word file, because are we good?
Yeah, we're good. Sorry.
Tech difficult.
Stop fucking around on the internet.
Did you know that? You should never, ever, if you're applying for somewhere, you should never use PDF in those submission forms. Because
so they can change it?
No. Most, like, put a dick on there. No, most of the big dogs use a program that basically funnel all the key terms in their software.
Using
But
Word.
they can't do it with PDF. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So it has to be Word.
Yeah. Okay.
Isn't that fucked up?
Yeah.
So
weird.
But a lot of people don't know that.
Yeah.
And
you would assume
you only have
PDF
the option PDF or docx.
Yeah. You'd assume the PDF is the way to go. It's set in stone. What do you need more to be able to edit? Like what?
That's so crazy
though.
to me. So you just filtered out a bunch of people that could have been qualified for a job because of the software you used.
As with some kind of document file system job, and they don't know their differences between PDF and docx. I don't know.
I was like, on which side? It was a position they're throwing out there?
Yeah.
No, it's just weird they have software like that for Word but not PDF. And you get the option of those two things only.
Yeah.
So I thought that was crazy. But, LinkedIn, it's got 4 big things going for it, right? So it's got this recruiting tool. It's got Sales Navigator. It's starting to do a lot of learning stuff. So early on, we were like, I was trying to show you some web development stuff, over a year ago, something like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, look, I can't, or there's not enough time in the day or week to like be able to sit down and show you a bunch of stuff. So you're going to have to kind of learn on your own a little bit more, and I can come in and like pepper in, here's what you do, blah, blah, blah. And we tried to find some classes and stuff, and it's like lynda.org is okay, but it's not great. LinkedIn has like a learning area to gain all these skills you want to do. And I don't think they promote it that much.
Yeah, I didn't really know about it until just now.
So like, when you're like, all right, I just sat in a meeting and I'm like, what's programmatic advertising? I should know what that is. I've seen it. I don't know what it is. It's not, that's like advanced stuff. This is me 6 months ago. And so I go to LinkedIn Learning. They have an app on the phone too.
The learning thing? thing does separate.
Yep. So you're seeing this with like Facebook, with a lot of Google products. They're starting to splinter out apps on your phone instead of all aggregating into one thing.
Yeah.
So Messenger with Facebook, they've got Facebook regular, and then they pump you over to Messenger. Same with LinkedIn. They've got like 5 different ones.
Didn't know that.
They have one for like for presentations. You know, we don't really use that much. We don't pitch a lot. So they have, it's called Learning, LinkedIn Learning. So that's awesome because you can really type in like the professional stuff you need to learn.
Yeah.
You know, we were talking about CSS stuff before we started, and embedding iframe code into a Squarespace site.
Yes.
And if we can manipulate that or not, because once we hit a roadblock, we're like, you know, this might not be doable. And then sometimes you just don't come back to it because it's voluntary.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's for our website that has Patreon on it.
Right. Yeah, let's not forget to talk about the Patreon
Hit it up.
deal. It's we got a new Patreon account. Now I need to double check. I think it's patreon.com/sweat equity pod.
So like Key Sweat Equity.
Yeah. And I don't have it set up to do anything yet in terms of I need to learn about it.
It's a donation thing.
Yeah, sorry. It's
a lot of podcasters use it. Sam Tripoli, friend of the program, of the Tinfoil Hat podcast, a conspiracy theory podcast. He was the one that really was like, "Hey, you guys are dumb for not being on there."
Yeah, and it's something we can do where you can you have patrons, and then you can provide, if people donate or whatever they call it, extra content.
Oh, so this could be a bonus episode.
Possibly.
Ah,
so
I like that.
Make this be the just for the patrons.
Well, we're gonna splinter out. And
if it's just on Patreon,
action.
then we won't have nobody will watch it or listen to it. But,
okay.
I don't know.
No, I know what you're saying. There's a lot of guys that do the freemium style.
Yeah, we need to. Yeah, we just need to. We just need to learn it. I just did this like 2 days ago.
I like keeping the podcast free, but I do see the advantage of doing some more focus. That the bonus stuff. If we do that, I think we really got to produce it and not kind of just shoot from the hip like we normally do.
Yeah, make it worth their while, sort of
like
thing.
how-to tutorial stuff.
Yeah, maybe. But then again, if they're a patron of the show, maybe they just like hearing us.
Yeah, that might be true. Well, what I want to do later, here would be a good example. I'm going to build out a homepage for a client that's kind of been dragging their heels.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to build them a Squarespace homepage of what I think it should look like. But I want to do a time-lapse. I want to do a time-lapse shot. Just because I think it'd be interesting content, just to do that. See
of your screen,
of me behind,
okay.
just a static GoPro, just of me just doing it.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how to use that yet, but I think it'd be interesting to go. Here's what I can do in an hour and a half. Or an hour, and then
I don't know if it'll translate.
I don't know either, but I do know we need to work on showing people we actually do the work.
Yeah. Well, that's true.
So I don't know how to do that in any other way.
Well, you say time lapse. Maybe I'm thinking like because like a
take
GoPro,
an hour and a half and make it 20 seconds.
Right. If you do it just while I'm thinking of it, if you do a GoPro with time lapse setting, that's just taking a picture every often.
No, that's not what I meant.
So yeah. So
I meant just record it straight,
right, and then just speed it up,
and also record my monitor.
Yes.
And use OBS software to have the picture-in-picture.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's an idea, but at any rate, what I will do as I'm going along doing it is making that employee or, how-to tutorial of like, here's how I do this. Here's how I became really quick at doing this.
Yeah.
Because I think what I can do in it before you even sit down to do it. Because our deal now is we only have a few hours in the day where we have both our hands.
Yeah.
Because we have our kids the other part of the day. And you can do a lot of emails and stuff on the side. It's not good parenting, but you can do these like light communication things. We talk in Slack and stuff.
Yeah.
Those things you should set aside, for that time if you're very crunched. But I really break down my time into like, okay, when can I just sit down and turn off my phone and like have both my hands to do stuff?
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely different. I mean, you're not getting anything like a site accomplished with your kids around.
No,
You know.
no. I was talking about that. Oh, I'll say that for later. I don't know. It's too early to bring up personal story, I guess, from home. But anyway, LinkedIn, beefy business boner for LinkedIn. I heart it. I love it. I would say I want to master it. That's kind of the goal, is slowly just kind of get better at using it without being a super cornball guy on there.
Yeah.
You know?
But nobody does. There's not a lot of posting going on. It's all big names that you usually see.
My
on
feed's
posts.
different.
Well, I know yours is. You do a lot of posting.
I'm trying to, because I can see the analytics.
Yeah.
And I can see the more I post, like quality stuff instead of just having it pinged from Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
You know, don't do that as a social media marketer. If you're really good, you just log into each platform and organically put it in there.
Right.
But what's it called? I see the analytics in it. I pay for the premium, so it's $30 a month. I can see who sees my account, which is awesome.
Why is
And
it awesome?
Just in a curiosity kind of perspective.
Yeah.
Remember when Facebook came out and you're like, oh, bro, I wonder if can that chick see if I got on her profile? Like, you didn't know?
You can look that up. Oh,
like
shit.
05. You're like, oh, dude, I don't know, man. I'm not getting on there.
Yeah. I'm not gonna do it.
Here, you bring it up on your computer, on your Dell, in the dorm room, and I'll just look over your shoulder at her. You just go through, and I don't want to touch anything. But I like it because I can see that from the content I'm pushing out, when it is like something I do think about, and it like curated, you could say, when it's well thought out ideas and jokes or whatever I'm putting out there, it gets a better spike because more people, the more engagement. It is very engagement heavy, where Facebook used to be that way on commenting and liking.
Yeah.
And then there people would see it. LinkedIn is very heavy that way.
Yeah.
I can tell. I don't need to look it up, right? I would say the fact that business-to-business video ads have rolled out is huge, because video is so much better to get in photos, right? There's a T-shirt, and it has the carousel kind of thing of photos where, you could buy this shirt, shoes, combo, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Where business-to-business is like, it's more about trusting an entire business and their brand to provide a service or a product.
Is it targeted ads? Is it?
Yeah. Oh, dude. So it's
super targeted.
Super targeted. So that's why I really like it, because what I want to do is we're gonna do a video creative. We're gonna try to do it on air. So
What? There's people. It's outside, buddy.
I thought I was like, am I dying?
It's the concussions talking.
Or the Brillo pad. So I think that would be kind of interesting to see how we walk through that a little bit, or it could flop. I don't know. It very well could flop. But the deal with LinkedIn ads that makes it better is that the people's profiles are more relevant and reliable.
Yeah.
So in statistics, they talk a lot about relevant data, reliable data.
Yeah.
And so we saw it with like baseball, right? Baseball used to go on average in ERA.
Yeah.
And then Moneyball came out and was like, nah, it's not.
BABIP.
Yeah, it's more about how many pitches does it take to get people out for a pitcher, and walks matter way more on the hitting side than ever realized.
Yeah. Well, they were talking about on-base percentage.
On base percentage. That's what I meant.
Because you get a walk that's as good as a single, buddy.
Right, and an average doesn't really tell the story.
Yeah, exactly.
So we may follow bad metrics for generations and not know it.
Yeah,
as benchmarks.
I mean, a lot of it's obvious. And then in baseball, they even like try and account for luck, which is what BABIP is.
Oh, really? Batting
average for balls in play. So if you have a high BABIP, it means you're being luckier because you're hitting the ball and it averages out to higher than a normal average would, batting average.
Really?
Yeah, your BABIP, because it's in play. If I just keep repeating it, does it?
BABIP!
But hey, you can account
say
for
it like
somebody.
Louis Anderson. It's
BABIP is low. Chances are you're going to regress to the mean of being.
I see
higher
a
up.
notification popping up. So here's the deal with that aside. But if you know about sabermetrics and all that stuff, that's kind of follow us with that. Otherwise, I don't have another kind of
Yeah.
parallel to it. But let's just say we always hear about targeting decision makers. If you've ever had to be in business development or sales or marketing, right? Who's the decision maker to hire us or buy this?
Swing and D.
On a B2B level, right?
Swing and B.
Who
To B.
subtitle, right?
Yes.
So we want to do. I just saw it go.
I know.
Blue?
I'm looking at it. Shut your
I don't.
shut your mouth.
Shut everything. Oh, I have
I
my
don't know.
watch on me.
I don't know. Do you turn your Bluetooth off?
No.
It's lagging on YouTube Live.
That's fine.
I don't know. We'll see.
All right. So let's. I'll kind of reset a bit.
Redo. What does half of a red light mean?
It's on. That means it's pointed at me.
Oh.
Yeah, we've only been doing this like 6 months. So LinkedIn B2B video ads. Here's why they're awesome. When these ad platforms, when these social media platforms roll out a new product, they call it a product. I call it a feature. You can, if you get on it early, you can usually maximize your ad spend.
Yeah.
So they want
the video guys.
Whenever, just think of it philosophically. Whenever they roll out something, they want you to use it. So Facebook came out with Canvas ads that take up your whole phone.
Yep.
They wanted you to use them.
Yeah.
And that you got good ad spend, good bang for your buck on it.
Yeah. Learn the new stuff.
Here, the second part is the targeting's better on LinkedIn if you're trying to do some business-to-business stuff. Even if you're trying to do B2C stuff, you might find that like you sell suits, right?
Uh-huh.
That's a B2C thing, but you can find better targeting on there for executives that wear a suit every day.
Yeah. I get it.
Yeah. You can target by mid-size. What size is the business? You can target industry as well. So that's great. Here's the third part, and here's the part that a lot of people are bad about. They don't really think about something creative, right?
For the video?
Yeah. And here's some cheat codes to do it. Here's something everybody can do.
Are you talking about the video producer?
I'm talking about like when people go like, our company's gonna put an ad out, a digital commercial, an ad, whatever you call it. They
do what's good enough.
They try to follow big business, right?
Right.
So video ads have been on LinkedIn for a couple months now. They've been testing it, but they've only been doing it with like Fortune 100 companies, which are very like generic, very broad.
Safe.
And here's where you, the listener, could take advantage of B2B ads, video ads, is you could probably get away with right now. You could get away with being a low production value, right?
Yeah.
You could probably shoot something on your phone, and if you figure out how to weave in that, I wanted to get this out there now, because it's a promotion or for whatever reason. So sorry for the low production value. If you have something authentic like that, or I don't want to spend a lot because it saves you money, I pass the savings on to you, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
If you do that, you can get away with not having to hire a company that's $25,000 to do legit, at least,
Yeah. I mean, you're going to get a lot more impressions just because it's out. Just get it out.
And you can, here's something everybody can do in the editing process. It's not that hard. You can go in like, what is it? Theme River.
You just make this shit up.
No,
I
there's
swear.
Audio Hive for audio.
No, it's not.
And there's Theme Forest for WordPress. It's one of their sister ones. It's Envato Market. ENVATO. Envato Market. And you can buy an intro, outro. The reason the intro is important is because you got to make people stop in their feed to see what that is. If you can get something that has a little animation that looks somewhat professional, you can go on Fiverr, do that as well. But you got to have something that looks a little clean, a little interesting, make people curious, right?
Yeah.
So if you can do that in the first like half second and have some animation there, huge. Your click rate, your view rate will be a lot higher.
Yeah, it's really popular too. The little easy animations, little birds flying around, and whimsical music.
I won't tell you.
Everybody does it.
I won't tell the audience the account we have because I want to work out a deal with that company. But I'll tell them their competitor, Animoto, is an easy drag and drop. You can put a video in, and it'll theme it out. It'll wrap. But they have more of like, from what I remember, they have more like drop in still photos.
Yeah.
Which I don't like because that looks like a MacBook. You know,
Yeah,
the corny iMovie from 10 years ago. But you could do direct to camera. Take the camera on your phone, do the Clips app, and just do just something authentic.
Yeah.
If you're one of those, like, if you're a fitness person, you know, or you are more of the brand, you're a small business, you're the head of the snake, just record something using the Clips app, do a selfie video, and put it out there.
Yeah. Plus, your iPhones have iMovie on them.
Or you could use Quick, which is GoPro's editing app, which is actually pretty
Through the
good.
iPhone?
Yeah, it's free. We did it yesterday for a client.
And you can import your phone videos into that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and it we did it in here when I was when you were working and I was doing the Gordon Gekko sitting on the bike behind you.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
But those have intro and outros embedded in them.
Yeah.
Here's what I want to do. We're going to make one right after this.
Right after these messages, we'll be back.
All right. Back. And
okay,
so
we're back.
And we're back.
Start building those in.
So I want to do one real quick, but we got to break down, you know, you got to tell a story in 20 seconds. That's the key.
Who, me?
I mean, every video ad, every good one. Think of Dollar Shave Club, right?
Yeah.
Those are some of the best. Here's what we are. Here's something intriguing if you're kind of not really paying attention.
Well.
It's the guy kind of floating through the boxes in his warehouse. And then they also have the ones where it's like, don't get this person at CVS having to open the case for you. Yeah. Like a criminal.
Yeah. See, Dollar Shave Club, you know, they're a notch above for creativity, though.
Here's where we kind of weave in. The guy was an improv guy.
Yeah.
He wasn't a famous improv guy. He was just a Second City student and business guy. We've got a comedy background. We can figure something funny.
Well, yeah, we could. Maybe not everybody listening.
Here's what I'll tell them. You guys have said something witty if you're doing sales or marketing or business development or middle management.
Or steal it.
Or you could do that. I mean, you could steal references. That's Menstelia.
Menstelia.
Here's what I told someone yesterday. Hey, ask your salespeople, because we don't have a brand guide. We don't know your sales pitches. We don't know. We need copy, you know.
Yeah.
For static ads, and so I go, hey, get your salespeople to just tell us what they say when they're trying to close on someone.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee they've thought of something witty.
Yeah.
Or, you know, something that's like, we save you this amount of money by you purchasing this, whatever.
Yeah.
Some value add, something.
Catchphrase.
Now, it may not be witty, but we can look at it and go, let's see how we can punch it up a little bit. So that there is content around. Everybody thinks that's a huge task, ourselves included. We should be doing our own video a lot.
Yeah, I know.
Like your cousin shouldn't make your website for you.
Right.
That's an easy quip. It's not that funny. It's like a 3, but to a lot of other people, it's like a 7. I don't know why. It's made a lot of people laugh, but I feel like, and it calls people out, right?
Yeah.
So you have to tell a story of there's a problem, we're solving it. You have to do it in a tongue-in-cheek way. That's how we do it. Yeah. Because that's our tone as a brand. And then call to action. You know,
all in 20 seconds.
Hit us up.
No problem.
Well, video's tough.
That's where the video, the intro outro does come in handy. It calls the call to action at the end.
Yeah.
Intro obviously is going to let you know what you're about to watch, hopefully.
But that's the breakdown. It's just like, don't overthink it that it has to be a movie.
Right.
Right? It can be direct. It can be break the fourth wall. Hey, like, be transparent. That's what the beauty of this is. That you can go, maybe you're a recruiter, right? And you need a supply of people.
Yeah. I mean, you're better off, I'd say, if you're going to be direct to camera, just do a lot. Do volume and just do it.
Yeah.
And if you're going to if you're not going to do that, then you're looking at wanting to do. My point of being, like, don't do the middle of like trying to be high production value and then it sucks. Or
the worst is vanilla.
Yeah.
The worst is middle of the road.
Yeah. Either make it awesome or
it's horrible.
Do it. Yeah.
Or it's just bad.
Yeah.
And bad is actually better than vanilla.
Right.
Because bad will get more shares.
Yeah, but if it's bad and you do or if you're doing a lot, I guess is my point. If it's all just from your iPhone talking into it, keep it up. Just like make people see your face if you're trying to get out there.
Or just be very authentic no matter what.
Yeah, that too.
Be honest, and that's something that
probably more important than volume. Actually,
well, it depends. I mean, depends where you're at. It's hard to speak for everybody on the fly. If you're medium to large business,
Yeah.
Like we can do it because there's not that many of us. So it's like, it's not a big deal. We have a culture of, just put it out there. If it works, it's great.
Yeah.
If it doesn't, it's not embarrassing because we don't care.
Right.
So like the one we put out yesterday, we're going to redo it because I'm like, no one's going to remember because we had to do it in a hurry.
Yeah.
And that quick on iPhone is great for that. Let's see. So that's my big thing is like that. I want to do something, but that's how the creative process kind of works in video. Tell a story, tell the problem you're going to solve, call to action. And if you can think of something funny that your clients laugh at, or prospective clients or customers or whatever it is, great. But don't make a movie.
Yeah,
don't overthink it.
Yeah, especially for an ad, make it clear.
My glasses are hurting my face.
Try and don't make it confusing. That's something that when people produce videos, when you're making the video, whatever tiny facial tick or something weak to the camera that you've done, that's obvious to you that you thought about doing it, and you're like, I'm gonna do this. And, people get it. And 99% of the time, nobody's getting subtlety. You need to beat them over the head with your point and
show it to like 10 people too.
Yeah.
Before you put it out.
Yeah, and get
if you're
feedback.
Worried. I'm not worried about it, but if you are that kind of person, like sometimes I'll send out ideas or branding things and I'll go to like the brain trust, if you will. I'll text it a few people and go, what do you think?
Yeah.
And it's people that I know have good opinions.
Yeah.
For other people almost,
Yeah. See,
tastemakers.
With video, friend of the program, John Paul Labadie.
Yeah.
Timpaniac Pictures.
Sweet logo, yeah.
What he does is he will sit there. I mean, if he's with you, he'll watch you watch the video.
Mm-hmm.
He'll look if you tap the screen to see how long the video is.
It's good market
that's a red
research.
Flag. Like he'll watch you, and if your attention starts to waver, he'll make a note. Okay, that's where it started. That's where he lost them.
He'll annotate.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So don't be afraid of feedback.
Yeah. And so, but also look at the results after a while, see what's going on. Maybe if you're struggling, just ask a question. Asking a question in these videos can create engagement, and you never know how that's going to help. That might create a string of people asking questions.
Yeah. Comment. Answer
That might be our creative for the one we'll do right after this.
Yeah. People love to show how smart they are.
Yeah. That's why we have this show.
Yeah. Look how smart we are, everybody.
I had 20 concussions.
It's growing by the hour.
Well, I hope this meandering. This might be a bonus. I'm thinking Tuesday.
Well,
no, we got to put it out tomorrow.
Put it out. What are you talking about?
We'll just slide it out there.
Slip it in.
We got some good interviews. Saddled up, ready to rock.
Yeah.
But anything else you got?
Nope. I'm good.
You got enough Tupac?
I'm full.
Full of it?
I'm full. Stuffed.
Well, what are we on? We're on Vimeo, LinkedIn,
Patreon now.
Patreon.
Become a patron.
SweatEquityPod.com is. We should just lead everybody over there, and then they can just make their own decisions.
Figure it out.
Then we'll retarget you with ads.
Yes.
Because we do that.
We're coming for you.